repercussions of that. Hormazd Sorabjee as well joins us on the phone line. Hormazd, hi, afternoon. You know, Maruti is talking about a complete phase out of their diesel cars, and they're saying that they're going to bring it back only on the roads once they suss out what exactly is the demand for diesel cars. We're talking about huge repercussions here. Help us understand what this really means for Maruti.
Yeah, it is huge repercussions because 30% of all Maruti sales are diesel, and I doubt they'll be able to recover that with petrol alternatives. So they definitely would lose sales over there. But I think really, what it does say is that diesel, the future for diesel is very uncertain. But having said that, Maruti went through the pains of launching an all-new diesel. They just launched it, I think, last month. So, or earlier this month. So, it seems a bit, actually, I would even say crazy that you launch a brand new diesel in which you've invested about 1,000 crores. It's 1.5 four-cylinder diesel. It's a very good diesel, actually, where they've even spent a lot of money on certain technology to make it very refined, to make it very quiet. And are they going to throw all that away? Well, I think, I don't think they would do that because clearly their bigger cars, especially SUVs, will need diesel, and I don't think they're going to hand that advantage to some of their rivals like Hyundai and Honda, who have strong diesels in that segment. So what I see happening is that Maruti is not ready by April 1 because clearly a lot of work needs to be done. I think they also need to assess the entire life cycle cost of this engine, which is over 10 years. So meeting BS6 is not the problem, but it's in 2023 when they have to meet RDE, or real driving emissions, which is an even tougher standard. That's when the cost shoots up. So I think they have to take that into account also. They're planning for a 10-year life cycle. And I think that assessment is going on. But I wouldn't bet on diesel not making a comeback in a Maruti car. I mean, this is the market leader. They behave like a market leader. And I don't think they're going to leave any segment vacant for a competitor to lap up.
No, I was just going to come to the point that you were making, that they've just launched that in-house 1.5-liter engine, and you would know the technicalities of that better. We're talking about huge ballooning of costs here, Hormazd. The fact that what are they going to do with their diesel cars?
That's right. So obviously, there's one side you have invested in it, but, just because you've invested in it doesn't mean you have to sell something at a price that no one's going to buy. So I think that's really the case right now. But I think, they are assessing now what the options are. I think they're going to, looking at the cost, I think it's all to do with costs finally, because that's what's going to determine whether they'll have diesel in the future or not. And, when Mr. Bhargav says the customer demand obviously is on cost as well. So if the cost is, too big, or the gap between petrol and diesel too big, no one's going to buy the diesel, so no point bringing it into the market. So I think from what I understand, I think they've not given up on diesel completely. They've taken a pause. It looks tough whether it will come back, but, if I were to bet, I think at some point they might bring it back because they've got a lineup of SUVs coming. They've got a Creta-sized SUV coming. They've got mid-size sedans. They've got even the Brezza, which is one of the best sellers, and it's diesel only right now, selling around 10,000 units. Imagine that completely going. They're having a petrol engine for the Brezza, but I doubt that's going to give them the same amount of volumes. So I think giving up on diesel is an option. I don't eventually giving up. I think it's something that they wouldn't want for sure. So my view is they will take a pause April 1, but I think there is a chance they could come back with their 1.5 BS6 compliant and future-proofed for future regulation at a cost which probably the market would take.
So I guess rules out the tie-up with Fiat that they were looking at for diesel engines, at least for now?
I think the tie-up with Fiat was over in any case, and that Fiat engine is going to be discontinued in April 1 in any case because there are no takers for it. So that's gone. So I think, in any case, I think Suzuki wanted to control its own diesel destiny. Fiat charged a lot for upgradation to BS6. And the fact is that this current engine also could have gone to BS6, but I think Maruti didn't want to invest in it or go deeper in with Fiat, and they wanted to kind of develop their own engine, which they had started some time back. But I think the market reality changed. So, they've launched the engine because they've already done that. So when it's ready, might as well put it in the market, even if it's for just a year. I think that's the thinking right now. But yeah, Fiat definitely out. And I think a lot of diesel engines are going. Volkswagen diesel has gone. The small Tata diesels have gone. So are going. So really, I think, diesel is going to, let's say the market for diesel is going to shrink. The volumes for diesel is going to shrink.
Seems to be the case. Hormazd, great to have you on the show and get in that perspective. Just to